Welcome to the Renegade Health Boss podcast, where we push the boundaries of what's possible in health and wellness. I'm your host, Heather Gray, a certified functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner and certified bioenergetic practitioner. And each week we dive deep into the world of physical, mental, spiritual health, biohacking, relationships. But we're not just talking about the basics. I'm bringing you conversations with the true renegades, experts who are challenging the status quo in their fields, breaking barriers, and uncovering the real truth behind what it takes to live an incredible, joy-filled, and optimized life. If you're ready to step out of the ordinary and step into a life of extraordinary health and happiness, you're in the right place. Let's get started on this journey to becoming your own Renegade Health Boss. Before we jump in, let's hear a word from our sponsor.
Hey there. I used to not be able to drink coffee. I always reacted to it horribly. It hurt my stomach. It made me over jittery and would inflame me and cause histamine issues. But not anymore. Since I started drinking Danger Coffee by Dave Asprey. It's his next level of coffees. He came out with Bulletproof, and now this is the next level up. So it is mold-free, toxin-free, and he infuses it with minerals and electrolytes. So unlike other coffees, they can actually pull minerals and electrolytes from your system because it's too acidic. It actually helps replenish those. And so I don't react to it at all. I get to have my bulletproof coffee with my MCC oil and my grass-fed butter, and I don't get the jitters, I don't get the crashes, and I love how focused and energized it makes me feel. Again, non-toxic, mold-free, infused with minerals and electrolytes. I absolutely love Danger Coffee. Make sure to check out my website, thelimeBoss.com. Go to the resource section and get yours.
Hey there, Heather Gray. So welcome. I know it's been a minute since I've done a single episode, and I should never do that again. I know better. But those of you that have been following me have seen my life completely dump upside down over the past month. I had surgery on my nose, my deviated septum, and they rebuilt one side where it's not supposed to collapse like that anymore. But as you could see, when I did that, it did collapse. So I have a question for the doctor when I see him in a week. So and it was a really tough recovery, like not easy, not easy at all. Going through a divorce, started a new job, got cut from the Moms Unhinged comedy group because they're changing their platform and the way they do things. And so they're just sticking with this core group for now. But that was a bit of a blow. That hurt. The divorce hurt. The nose hurt. Starting a new job and having a new learning curve hurt. There was at least like 2 other things in there that I'm forgetting right now, but I think you get the gist. So to say that I was just kind of tapping out would be an understatement. Not tapping out, but I definitely knew to withdraw, to, take care of my energy, my peace of mind, my sanity while going through this really tough time. I was giving myself grace. And I'm actually got so many episodes backlogged anyway. It was just like, it's okay. So I know I said I wanted to do, a follow-up to the first Ozempic one. Just to give a little recap for people who may not have heard the first one. This whole journey started off with me watching a podcast with Tucker Carlson and Kali Means. And they completely demonized Ozempic. And while they had some really great points, like they were talking about how the federal government wanted to use these drugs as like the first defense in like an 8-year-old with obesity. And I think that's absolutely disgusting. And they did too, that's this type of drug should never, ever, ever be used before lifestyle, mindset, overcoming trauma work, detoxification, getting moving. Like there's like 15 different steps I would put into place before I ever, ever, ever put somebody on this drug. So there's a little bit of a difference from like Ozempic, the name brand, compared to having it microdosed with a compounding pharmacy. When you do that, it's a peptide. Peptides are actually really healing. They're finding out that GLP-1 peptides are neuroprotectant, which was a huge benefit for someone like me with a history of Lyme disease and heavy metal toxicity and mold toxicity. Alzheimer's is one of the scariest shit that I am 10 times more susceptible for. And so I'm doing everything I can to protect my brain. I quit drinking. I don't eat inflammatory foods. I don't eat out at restaurants. I don't do the seed oils. I take high dose of fish oils. There's a lot of things that I do to make sure that my brain is happy and running at its best. Like, I'm a fucking Ferrari and I'm going to take care of myself as such. I am not a jalopy. I don't even remember what crappy cars are because I just don't pay attention to them. But I just don't put the cheapest gas in. I'm, toxic, junk food. Same thing with, I don't consume toxic junk food material like the news, horror movies, reality TV, that type of shit. I don't engage in gossip. Like, there's a lot of things that I do just to really make sure that my body, brain, soul, spirit are operating at 110%. Because it's a beautiful place to be. I've been on the opposite end way too long, the majority of my life, and I really love this feeling now of working and loving and feeling joy and being inspired and inspiring others. So, always looking for biohacking tools, but biohacking tools are a tool. It's a supplement. It's not meant to be the magic bullet. You still got to do your work. So the other thing that I love about these is that they help heal metabolic syndrome, which is most definitely what I have. When you was sick, with Lyme disease for over 27 years and mold toxicity, autoimmune diseases, there's the collateral damage from those diseases is many. And no matter how hard I tried over the past year and a half, I couldn't get a pound to budge. And that's when I called in reinforcements. So when you're microdosing, I can't even remember what the real dose is, but it's too high. Like an Ozempic and Mounjaro, but it's too high. And it causes a lot of side effects, a lot of really bad side effects, some of them that are irreversible. When you microdose it, you mitigate a lot of those side effects. The only side effects that I dealt with were some nausea. And so my brilliant doctor, so if she started me off on 0.2, what she had me do was like do 0.1. So if I was doing 0.2 once a week, which is like, right, once a week is when you're supposed to do it. She had me switch it to evenings, and she had me do like 0.1 on one day, and then like 4 days later do 0.1 again. So I was still getting that 0.2 dose within the week, but broken up into smaller doses in the evening. It helped a lot. I still dealt with some nausea, but that went away. I don't actually deal with that at all anymore. I've lost about 10 pounds since October. So really slow, too slow for my taste. And I know that if you lose too much weight too fast, a lot of times it's muscle and it's not the fat. And then you get those funny, they call it Ozempic faces, wasting away, muscle wasting. I did start adding in muscle strength training. And my Rehit bike, the Carol, which is an AI-assisted bike, it gets you fitter faster. I don't do well. My genetics don't do well with a whole lot of cardio because my veins are a little on the thinner side, so it causes inflammation and damage. So the Carol bike, which is like 10 minutes, 2-3 times a week, is perfect for someone like me. So I've been adding that in, and I always try to make sure to get at least 8,000 steps in a day.
Dr. Nathan Bryan here with our N101 nitric oxide orally disintegrating tablet. Nitric oxide is a gas, so how do we deliver a bioactive gas in a solid dose form? We've created a solid dose form of bioactive gas. This lozenge, which is designed to have a resident time of 5 to 6 minutes. So you take this lozenge, you put it in your mouth, don't chew it, don't swallow it. Let it dissolve. As it's dissolving, it's releasing a certain amount of nitric oxide over a certain period of time. And that release of nitric oxide is designed to recapitulate nitric oxide production and nitric oxide signaling. So if your body can't make nitric oxide for whatever reason, this product delivers it for you. But more importantly, the technology in this lozenge recouples the NOS enzyme, so we improve endothelial function. We improve the body's ability to make nitric oxide on its own. And because it's an orally disintegrating tablet that sits on the top of the tongue and moves around, it's killing the bad bacteria. It's maintaining the diversity of the oral microbiome. We're improving the nitrate-reducing bacteria, so we're improving the oral microbiome. So this product generates nitric oxide and improves the body's ability to make nitric oxide through both pathways, endothelial nitric oxide production through restoration of the oral microbiome. There's no other product on the market that does what this product does. This is an orally disintegrating tablet that releases nitric oxide. We can quantify it, we can detect it, we can verify it. So if your body can't make nitric oxide, we do it for you. N101 activating lozenges. Get it today.
Yeah, a little over 10 pounds has gone since October. It's great. I'm starting to, see it in my face, and it's like, oh, I recognize that girl. So it's super exciting. And yes, people were like, but you have to be out on the rest of your life. I'm on hormone replacement therapy for the rest of my life. It's okay. Like I said, my body's been wickedly damaged for decades. And if this is what I have to do to kind of give me just a little bit of an edge, some normalcy, you know how freaking strict I was eating in the last year and a half, how freaking frustrating it was not to budge anything. I have now gotten just a little wiggle room. And wiggle room for me is still organic, no seed oils, I don't indulge in those toxic foods. It's like you've wrapped police tape around them. I just won't go there. I trade up on some of the splurges, but there's still, sugar, and it's still, can be a little on the carb heavy side when I do, but it's just so nice to know that I can just a little bit and not have to pay for it for the next 3 months. Like, what a blessing that is. So again, these drugs should not be your first thing. Like, I really feel like you should work with a coach like myself, kind of helping you put in those foundations of health first, and then working with a doctor who can microdose it, get it from a compounded pharmacy, and do it that way. You're going to get better results, longer, sustainable results, less side effects, more health benefits. Oh yeah, I forgot. So I said it protects the brain, neuroprotectant, helps reverse metabolic disease, helps heal the gut. Like, there's a lot of amazing benefits to microdosing this compounded peptide. So I'm super excited about it. I'm really feeling blessed, especially going through a divorce, not having to worry about the stress of putting weight back on top of it. I'm almost 47, and divorce the older you get as a woman, it feels a little tougher because we've been kind of conditioned in this society that, past the age of like 30, we're kind of washed up. And I feel like I need to, lock up a new partner, before my nipples hit my belly button, but, and I know better. I'm being a little facetious, there's the comedian sarcastic in me, but there's also, there is a little part of me that's trying to overcome some of that wiring. And at the end of the day, I'm not fat shaming at all. And it pisses me off that you can't talk about weight without somebody being like, you're fat shaming. No. It's not healthy to be overweight, period, end of story. It is a symptom. It is your body's check engine light coming on saying, hey, there's something wrong in here and you need to deal with it. Because if you don't, the alarms get louder and louder and louder until you get diabetes, till you get metabolic syndrome, till you get, fill in the blank. So I am not fat shaming. That's the other part of through this journey is learning to love myself through all of it. When I'm heavier, I do, really like how much fuller my breasts are. Like, that's amazing. But I absolutely cannot stand my gut. It's just like this beach ball that you try to work over. Even makes it harder to like tie your shoes. It's nuts how that little extra gut can get in the way and kind of make things harder, everyday life harder, right? And I'm trying not to do that. So, but loving myself through the process and being patient with the process and, keeping up with my healthy. I am meditating more these days than I ever have. I'm experiencing more gratitude for life, even though I feel like I've lost everything and my life is completely unrecognizable. I still stick to those anchors, those areas in life where I do have some control, and I am grateful for. And I'm even grateful for all the crap. Like everything's being burnt up right now. What happens after a fire? New things be able to get to grow and sprout. And so I'm curious and open to seeing what, the next 6 months is going to look like for me. I know I'm on a spiritual journey. I know it's like a hero's journey that I've been reluctantly called towards, which most hero's journeys are. It's like the reluctant hero. No, because I know it's going to hurt, right? It's like a skin shedding. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be painful. I've been sad and I've been allowing myself to feel sad. I stay out of story as much as I possibly can and just stick with what I'm dealing with right here, right now, and trying not to distract myself from the pain. Like I give myself time to just feel, downtime to just feel. I'm grieving right now. I am in mourning right now, and that's okay. So if you're curious about, microdosing GLP-1s, there are some people I can get you in touch with, so message me, email me, Heather at renegadehealthboss.com. I know some of you might have seen too. I was like, I'm going to change my whole name, Veronica Astor, and Facebook won't let me change it back for another 60 days. I'm so disappointed. So if you see Veronica, sorry for the confusion. I tried her on for a little bit. It's not me. I'm sticking with Heather Gray. I love my name. But yeah, so that's it for now. If you want to learn more about the foundations of health, I highly recommend you checking out rhb.com, or is it rhbcourses.com? It's something like that. If you can't get to it, let me know and I'll get you the right link in the show notes. But I have the Break Free from Chronic Illness course. I have my gut inflammation course. I have a $10 guided healing meditation. Listen to that daily for a month. I dare you, and tell me if your mindset in your life doesn't change a little bit. Like there are little tweaks that you can start doing now to add up to big wins later. Don't hesitate. I think if you use the code that I put in the show notes, it's like action or something like that. It takes $100 off. I think the course is like $49. You've got my whole cooking series. I think it includes the meditation, goes over all the foundations of health, mindset, detoxification, diet, the whole 9 yards. Start changing your life today for $49. Stop making freaking excuses and start today. You got $49. If not, you can find $49. Stop making excuses. You can start getting the help that you need today to start putting things in place. I know sometimes it can be a lot easier to work with somebody, but that's usually a little bit more expensive. So do what you can where you can. And sometimes these little shifts that you can make open up energetically ways for you to find the next step. So don't discount just because something might feel simple or basic. Don't discount how powerful they can be, because the things that I teach in that course are the exact same things that I do on a regular basis that help change my life from being a reactive bitch, inflamed, overweight, miserable, insane, brain fog, chronic pain, constipated, not a very happy person. It's not me today, that's for sure. So make sure to go to my course, use the link, save the money, get the meditation. Little steps add up to big wins. Thanks for joining me. Till next time, have a healthy day. If you learned anything, even one little nugget in any episode, please do not keep us a secret. Like, share, subscribe, and leave a review on Apple, on Spotify. That is how we get this information out there and we change this paradigm one person at a time. I can't do it by myself. I need your help. Also, make sure to know that disclaimer, anything that you hear on this, you cannot hold Discovering Health LLC, Renegade Health Boss, The Line Boss, or Heather Gray liable for anything. Always consult your doctor before doing anything new. Do not take this as medical advice. This is your disclaimer. And then also, if you want to know the foundations of health, right? All that I talk about on how I get healthy, the absolute foundation, sleep, diet, exercise, what to eat, toxins, how to detox mold, all of it. You can get it in your own course at rhbcourses.com, right? Start your healing journey today as little as $79. Start today, rhbcourses.com. Stay tuned and thanks for joining us.